Welcome back to Reef and Pond Wise on another great day in the hobby. Today is a crisp, cool day, what I would call a cruel day, but we're not going to be cruel to our fish. We're going to help them out. Today's video is about pond dye, the benefits of pond dye, how to dose pond dye. So let's get started. So this is the pond dye that I use. I brought this out from the shed and it is covered with plastic bag because this stuff is an absolute nightmare mess. And so I brought out a new plastic bag to rewrap when I'm done, but this is what I use, and I've had this for probably 3 years because you don't need a whole lot of this. And this is what I use to help the fish, help the ecosystem, help with any algae growth and overall protection for my fish. Now this is by Pond Logic, and it's 4 times concentrated, and this comes in several different colors. It comes in black, blue, and by blue I mean like this color blue here. It comes in the TWILIGHT, which is my favorite, and it comes in a green. Now, there may be other colors that I'm not aware of, but I'll be sure to leave a link in the description section for this pond dye. So, because this is concentrated, and you can see I'm wearing gloves, so this is just a nightmare. It doesn't come off your clothes. If you spill it, it will stain everything that it touches. So, I've got some new plastic bags that I'll rewrap this when I'm finished, but we're going to go ahead and put some pond dye in the pond, and you don't need a whole lot of this, really just a few drops, which is why this has lasted me 3 years. And I'll show you the effects as it goes into the water. So you've got literally two drops, and you'll see this water as it circulates through the pump and the waterfall current. This will darken up this pond relatively quick. I'm going to put a couple over on this side. Two, and that's it. Now what I'll do is I will dose this every 30 days depending on coloration. And so what I like to do is use this more for protecting the fish from predators during this time of the year, about mid-April, early May. The blue heron to start to show up, and this pond dye is excellent to protect the fish and allow them to go underneath the water line to hide out from predators. So there's some other benefits of this pond dye. The UV protection that it provides from the sun to prevent algae growth is one of the benefits, and it helps just keep the algae in check. Predator-wise, typically predators cannot get or eat what they can't see, and so as you can see these fish coming underneath the bridge there, they'll sink down to the bottom if there's a predator or they notice some odd movement up top of the pond, and they will be able to go underneath the shadow line and kind of disappear. And so this pond dye is fabulous for the fish protection. It makes them feel safer. There's an awful lot of spawning that goes on in this pond. There's you can see how dark it's getting already, which is fantastic, right? So there's a couple of mother fish in here that I like to call. There's one fish in here that's been married so many times she has rice marks on her face. And she has spawned with probably a good, I don't know, 3 or 4 fish in here, and you can tell because of the spotted characteristics and the patterns on the fish when the fry are hatched. And so you can see the discoloration already of that pond dye taking effect. Now, the other thing that I like about this pond dye is when the fish come up to eat or they're swimming towards the surface, it kind of highlights their color. So they look fluorescent when they come to the surface, which I think is absolutely, from a color enhancement perspective, just phenomenal. It gives the experience of viewing your fish that little bit of enhancement, that little bit of extra pop once this twilight blue starts to settle down. Now, I have tried the blue. The blue looks too blue. It looks like it's fake, in my opinion. I tried the black, and the black is too black. And you can't see the fish even if you put just a few drops in, like I did here just a moment ago. The green is, again, it looks like almost like algae, like your pond is filled with algae. So I found my sweet spot with this twilight blue because it does everything that I want it to do and accomplishes what I want for my fish. So you can see they're starting to darken up. Once this settles down and it goes towards the bottom of the pond, just with those couple of drops, you're gonna see that the bottom 1 foot to maybe 1.5 feet of the pond, as this pond dye settles, it gives that protection, or that level of protection for the fish, where they can just swim underneath that line and they disappear. And I think it also, like I said, makes them feel more comfortable when they're spawning because they get the protection from the light. And I think that the less stressful the fish, the better. So there's a lot of benefits to this pond dye. Do this every year. Now, the nice thing about this particular dye is it's safe for the fish, safe for the water, it's safe for all wildlife. There are no disadvantages to this pond dye. The only thing that would be an issue if you put too much in and you ended up putting your feet in the pond immediately after putting a dose of this in your pond, you might get some discoloration on your legs. But once this settles in and it circulates for a day or two, you can put your feet in the pond and you never have anything to worry about. It looks super already, and you can see how it's going to block the sun from penetrating the surface of the water and helping with algae control. Now, another benefit of this is the ecosystem protection. As the pond dye runs over the fall and out of that bog pond there and hits the water, the UV, even though it's thin on top of that layer of rock, will also protect the good bacteria that will be going in the pond here shortly. And that'll be in a future video. And I don't know if you can hear, but in the background there's quite a bit of wildlife. We have raccoons, we have at certain times of the year blue heron, the birds in the background you could probably hear. Ducks, but as I say, they're not able to eat what they can't see. So excited to get this in. This is part of the pond opening, and the sun is out today, so it's a good time to get the protection going. As you can see, we have trees everywhere, but still my pond gets 6 hours of sun beating down on it during the summer, and it becomes a nice shade for the pond. Yep, you can hardly see them now, but like I say, once this settles, we'll be able to come back out. I'll get another video of the fish swimming up towards the top where they look fluorescent. And in the meantime, we'll keep an eye on these trees. This tree here gets suspicious when it's sunny out because these trees over here are a little shady. And, you know, they block the sun at some points of the day, but most of the day, especially in the summer, is hot with pounding sun. And as you know, algae loves the sun. So in a future video, I will come back out here and I'll show you the sides of the pond, how this helps. This algae here that you see will turn like a golden, almost like a golden color. And a lot of that growth that you see algae-wise there will die off because it's being shaded by this pond eye. All right, guys. Just wanted to get this done today. This is another part of pond opening for the spring. A wise man once told me, if I ask for a subscription and you subscribe, I'll have one more subscriber. So please subscribe. If you found that this video has been helpful in any way, give me a like. And remember, guys, anybody can build a pond, but it takes somebody special to keep a pond, and that someone special is you.